Typically, a client comes to us already with the concept in mind of what they want for the video, but sometimes we do help them conceptualize it. I feel like YouTube was one of the first, probably the first platform that kind of created the persona of the creator. The world of podcasts lately, it's becoming more and more popular.
I'm Lisa March, president and founder of Partner in Publishing. Welcome to EdTech Elevated, a PIP-powered podcast where we'll be discussing the latest trends and groundbreaking ideas, as well as inspiring stories that are shaping the future of educational technology. Join us as we explore the EdTech landscape, dive deep into conversations that are transforming the face of education. Get ready to elevate your understanding of how technology is driving change in education, right here on EdTech Elevated. For today's episode, I'd like to introduce you to your host, Jeff Rucker, Vice President of Content Marketing at Partner in Publishing. The leader of a dynamic content team, Jeff brings his passion for EdTech marketing and his years of experience in the industry. With a keen eye for innovative strategies, Jeff consistently drives the creation of compelling content that resonates with educators and technology leaders alike. His expertise and leadership play a pivotal role in shaping PIP's content initiatives, ensuring they stay at the forefront of the ever-evolving educational technology landscape. Without further ado, Jeff, take it away.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of EdTech Elevated. My name is Jeff Rucker, and I'm happy to be your host today. I'm currently the lead of the content marketing group at Partner in Publishing, and I'm honored today to be here with two of our rock stars, Lindsay Semevolos and Renée Kennedy. Lindsay and Renée both lead video projects at PIP, as well as this podcast series. So over the course of the next 30 minutes or so, we're going to talk as much as we can about video. We're going to talk about PIP's approach to video, as well as the trends that we're seeing in video, and how video content has become the most engaging form of content out there. So without further ado, let's start with some introductions. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Jeff.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
I'm Lindsay. I'm a video content strategist at Partner in Publishing and senior project manager. And I've been with PIP for 5 years, almost 6 now, which is crazy. So yeah.
Awesome. Renée.
I'm Renée. I'm a video marketing strategist at Partner in Publishing. And I work very closely with Lindsay on all things video and podcast production. And I've been with PIP for a little over 2 years now. So yeah, we're excited to be here and talk with you today.
Awesome. Great. So let's talk a little bit about the evolution of video at PIP. So, when did you start? What was video like at the time? What were our clients asking for and how's that changed?
When I started in 2019, we did have a few video clients that we worked with consistently, but we didn't have as large of a team back then. It was only a few people really working on videos at the time, but it's definitely taken off and grown a lot since then. We have a much larger team and we have, consistent clients year after year that continue to work with us. So it's super exciting how it has grown. And, we started off with just, I think, tutorials for the most part, some in-person on-site shoots, but now, we're doing a lot more on-site video work, a lot more editing work as well. So even animation. So yeah, it's grown a lot and I'm super excited about how it has grown.
That's great. Can you walk us through PIP's approach to video? Workflow, like when clients come to you, where do you start?
Yeah, that's a great question. So typically a client comes to us already with the concept in mind of what they want for the video, but sometimes we do help them conceptualize it. But if they have a script, we could take that script and then put together like a storyboard for them and figure out what visuals they might want included in the video. That could be like stock footage clips, or the visuals could be its own on-site shoot where we actually go and get that footage for them. Could even be animation, or screen recording. So there's a lot of different ways we could do it, but it starts with scripting typically and conceptualizing, then storyboarding, and then after that we either do a shoot and plan that shoot, or if a shoot isn't required, we can actually just start the editing process after the storyboard has been approved by the client. And then from there, it's a lot of iterations. We give them version 1, they give us their feedback, we make some changes and tweaks. It's a really iterative process. So typically version 3 or 4, we can get it to their liking and then it's finalized.
Wow. Sounds like it takes a whole team effort to get to where you're at with the video when it's final.
Oh yeah, it definitely does. I mean, between the copywriters, the storyboarders, voiceover artists, actors, customers that we might need to interview for the video. There's a lot that goes into it, and we couldn't do it without the full team effort.
Nice.
Yeah, it touches a lot of different people before it ends up with the client.
Yeah. So when we talk about EdTech Elevated, which is the name of our podcast series, obviously, what's the role of technology in video production?
Well, so we use a lot of different online softwares and tools to create the videos. So, we use tools for transcribing videos. We use, stock music and video libraries to kind of source footage for a lot of virtual type of videos that we do. We have a lot of project management softwares that we use to kind of keep everything organized with all of the projects that we have going on, and kind of communicate with our editors and, everyone that's involved in the whole process.
And what about podcast? I know we're focused on video a little bit, but you do produce this podcast series as well as podcasts for our clients. So technology and the role of podcast production as well?
Yeah, so we do have a software that we use to record podcasts virtually. We can obviously record podcasts in person, which they do look a lot more highly produced, kind of like the set that we're sitting in right now. But we do have the ability to record those virtually over a platform that we use online, and we'll usually send our client a microphone to use during the interview, just so that we have the best audio possible. But yeah, we've been kind of delving into the world of podcasts lately. It's becoming more and more popular, so we're really trying to push that. And I think it's a really popular content type.
Are you ready to elevate your brand and captivate your audience? At Partner in Publishing, our video marketing services are all about turning your ideas into captivating visual narratives. Whether it's a compelling promotional video, engaging social media content, or informative tutorials, we've got you covered. Our expert team works closely with you to create videos that not only look amazing, but also drive results. Don't just be seen, be remembered. Visit partnerinpublishing.com today and discover how we can help you outshine the competition.
All right, switching gears back to video. So you mentioned explainer videos. What are some other types of videos that clients come to you asking for?
Great question. I feel like we have three main types. Explainers, which is kind of like marketing promotional, whether about the company as a whole or about a particular product. Then we have tutorial videos where it might explain how to use a certain platform, a step-by-step guide on how to do something. And then the last type we see most commonly is probably testimonial videos. So everybody wants to hear the proof of how your product is actually working for them. And so we'll do a lot of testimonials with our clients' customers.
That's great. Wow. Build some advocacy, get some influencing going on. Yeah.
I think it's kind of fun too. Look, sometimes we have clients that come to us and they don't really know what they want. So we help them kind of with the strategy. What type of video would be best to get across the message that they are trying to convey? And sometimes the videos are a mix of a couple of those different types. So maybe it's a testimonial promotional video. There's a lot of different combinations and ways that you can do it that doesn't necessarily fit into one box.
And I'd imagine you'd have to spend some time with the client to get to know the audience, who the customer segment is, the persona, what are they interested in hearing, what channels do they visit, things like that.
Right, exactly. Usually in that first call where we're kind of setting the stage and what is the concept that you want to portray, we're finding out the audience, the channels that they want to post it on. Because that dictates a lot of the decisions that we make, licensing that we need to get, length of the video, for instance, and where it will perform best. So
we've talked about video and a little bit of the digital platforms and technology that is used for videos. But when you do an on-site video, talk to me about that.
Yeah. So, we set the stage right in the beginning. Is the video going to be comprised of stock footage, or what types of visuals do you want to see? And sometimes they want their own unique footage, and we can really only get that in person, setting up our own shoot, finding location, actors, all of that to really set the stage and make it their own and unique to their brand. It's finding a location, it's figuring out what actors are needed, if actors are needed, props, wardrobe, scripts, if scripts are needed. And if we're doing an on-site shoot where we're involving actors, sometimes we'll have a shot list where we kind of have a list of all of the different shots we want to get, at the shoot to make sure that we're getting the full vision of what the client is looking for. And I think it's really cool when we do on-site shoots because the client can really customize, the type of footage that we're getting, because sometimes clients will come to us and they want a certain demographic of students or teachers, doing a specific thing, working on a certain activity. And sometimes it's hard to find that with the stock footage libraries that are available. Sometimes you just can't find that clip that you need that is exactly what they're looking for. And so, it's something that can be used over time as well. So if they're doing an on-site shoot, we're getting all of this footage, they can use it for even years into the future with, for other videos that they're creating.
And I know after working with you and the team on a recent client video shoot that was on site at a Chicago City school, the client really benefited from having their digital product actually in the video on iPads, on laptops and tablets, as well as some fun swag. Like kids were wearing backpacks with the brand on it and things like that.
Yeah,
so
that was fun. And they loved taking them home too.
I'm sure.
Which is really cute.
Prizes, right?
Yeah. Fun for the kids too.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you did that project, how many actors or students or teachers did you have on site that you had to manage?
We had 30 student actors, and then 2 teacher actors. So it definitely was a lot of people on site. That's why you want to make sure your on-site team, is a solid crew and everybody knows exactly what their role is, because there's just a lot of moving parts and permission slips to get signed and all of that.
That's great. It's great that you have the connection and the network with PIP to outreach to some of these locations to be able to do on-site video shooting.
Yeah, for sure.
What are some of the challenges of that? Talked about the benefits.
Yeah, so there can be challenges, especially when you're working with younger students, in a classroom setting. Sometimes kids are not always, depending on their ages, sometimes kids are not always, listening or, want to kind of cooperate. But a lot of the students that we've worked with have been, older in high school and mature enough to kind of understand what they're doing. But sometimes, you do run into last minute issues, and we have to really think, 4 steps ahead and think what could go wrong. And so, just the fact of students wearing clothing or T-shirts that have a certain brand name on them, things like that we probably won't be able to use in the video because of copyright issues and things like that. So it's about, being prepared for that to happen and going and picking up a bunch of plain colored T-shirts and having those available in different sizes for the students in case they need to put something like that on. Even things like laptop computers that have, the brand name on the back of the laptop, sometimes we have to cover that just to avoid any issues that might come up. So there are some hiccups that do sometimes happen. There's a lot of coordination involved. I would say probably the biggest amount of coordination with on-site shoots is before the shoot.
I'm sure all the details leading up to it.
Yeah. I mean, usually we try to plan at least 4 weeks out from a shoot date, just because of all the moving parts, like the wardrobe, the permission slips that need to be signed, the clearance to get into the school. Like, are we going to be even allowed to go in? So, there's a lot of planning that goes into it.
But the end result is such a uniquely customizable piece of content that, really positions the client in a great light in front of its audience, which I think is my favorite type of video. Do you have a favorite type of video or podcast or client project or anything that you've worked on?
I really enjoyed, we've had a lot of really awesome shoots lately. One of my first on-site shoots, we worked with students in Chicago public schools, and it was really interesting just hearing their experience using the learning platform and the technology and how it made an impact, and just hearing, these 5th graders talking about engineering and science, and
you're giving demos to 5th graders.
Yeah, and they were just thinking about these concepts and how imaginative they were at that age. It was really inspiring to hear how these products are affecting them.
That's great. And for the client, they get some easy feedback, almost like a focus group with students right off the bat, right? Yeah. Renee, how about you?
I've had a lot of great video projects that I've worked on that I have really enjoyed. One that comes to mind, I did an astronomy video, which was really fun because this was using stock footage, but it was a little bit different than what we normally do with finding clips of students in classroom settings or in, a university. And it was a lot of space style videos. So that was fun to put together. And then I did do an on-site shoot in Connecticut that involved student actors as well with an instructor, and just the relationships that you form with the crew on site and the students and the teacher, and it all just came together really well. And we were creating a video for it was a very high stakes project that was going to be shown to a very high stakes person. And, it was just a really fun project to be a part of. But yeah, I've had a lot of great projects that I'm proud of and, have been fun to work on.
Oh, nice. It's amazing hearing you both, the breadth of the reach of video, both its usage in the classroom for learning purposes, like you create those type of videos for clients, as well as creating like marketing videos and promo videos and sizzle videos to help promote client to decision makers, either in schools or college campuses. It's really great. So this may be top secret, but I heard that you all have created some videos for some really high stakes clients and high profile people. And just, don't spill the beans too much, but, what can you say about that sort of video work that you've done with Partner in Publishing and clients?
Yeah, so I kind of already gave you a little hint in my last question answer. But yes, we did create several videos from an on-site shoot that were shown in a presentation to a very high-profile person, a public figure that I can't name, but it was really fun to, kind of tell people that, as this project was going on, just all the people that you are in touch with and communicate with, and everyone's reactions when we told them of who we're working with and who this video is going to be shown to, and even telling the kids in the classroom about, what this video was for and who it was going to be shown to. They were all like they thought it was so cool. So, those are always fun to be a part of. Did said
high-profile person give you any feedback?
Yeah, we got really great feedback on those videos, and Lindsay was a huge part of it too. I was in person at the shoot on site, and then Lindsay basically did the whole pre-production of planning the entire shoot.
No pressure.
There was a lot of work that went into it, and it was a very short timeline. I think we had just a couple weeks, and for something like that, it's usually a much longer timeline. So it was definitely crunch time, but we made it happen. Yep, teamwork.
Wow, congrats on that one. That's great. Now let's dive a little bit deeper into like video. Like we learned a lot about Pip's approach to video, but what trends are you seeing with video, and what have you seen over time?
We kind of grew up on YouTube and watching kind of long form horizontal style videos. That was just kind of the trend as we were going through, middle school and high school. And we didn't have smartphones back then. Like we had flip phones that didn't have internet. Or social
media, right?
Or social media. Like there were no apps. There were no, there was no TikTok back then. So there was YouTube though. And that was like the big platform that, creators would use. And I feel like YouTube was one of the first, probably the first platform that kind of created the persona of the creator, because, nowadays anyone can just take a video on their iPhone and upload it to TikTok and they're a creator. But, back when we were growing up with YouTube, if you were uploading videos to YouTube and you were a creator, you were doing that intentionally. You went out and bought a camera. You probably had some sort of editing capabilities. So I just think it's so funny that how it's changed. And like we always like to say, everyone's a publisher. And so it's not a bad thing.
Right.
But I just think it's very interesting over, that's one trend that I've seen over the years, is that now anyone can be a publisher. Back, when we were growing up on YouTube, that didn't used to be the case. Right. So true. Yeah.
Which just adds, though, now these days to the amount of videos that are available.
Yes.
There's just so much out there with everybody being a creator.
Constantly. And it also, went to this feed of like the never-ending scroll, which kind of, once the YouTube era kind of died down, it got into these very short form horizontal or vertical videos that we're seeing now. So it just keeps evolving and changing.
Boost your company's digital presence with Partner in Publishing. We leverage proven strategies to expand your reach and increase sales. Whether you're a startup or an established business, we tailor our digital marketing strategies to meet your specific needs. From search engine optimization and high conversion digital ads to organic social media and targeted email marketing, we employ essential marketing strategies to achieve your mission and deliver impactful results. Partner with us to meet and exceed your sales and marketing goals and stand out in the education sector. Learn more at partnerandpublishing.com.
Yeah. You mentioned long form video, and I know today we kind of live in a world with this much more short form. Do you feel that there's still a purpose, a world for long form video?
I think so. I think it depends on the purpose of the video. You have Q&A style videos that are going to be longer. You have videos like what we're doing right now on a podcast. And I think podcasts have really blown up over the past couple of years, and especially video podcasts. I know podcasts kind of started out as something you listen to in the car, audio only. And now they've just have become really more highly produced. And so, we have a studio like this and we get to get together and do it on video. And I think it just, it adds to the effect of the message that we're trying to get across. So I think that will live on for sure, the long form content with podcasts. And there's been a lot of other brands that have been successful with doing long form videos on YouTube. Just one that comes to mind, Vogue, the magazine, they have a video or a series of videos that they've done called 73 Questions. And they go to different celebrities' houses and kind of ask them 73 questions as they're walking through the house, giving a house tour. And those are longer form videos on YouTube. I usually don't see them on Instagram or TikTok, but those do really well and everyone knows about them. So, it depends on the brand, especially if you're a very well-known brand. You can kind of get away with posting whatever you want. But I think there is definitely still a place for it. It just really depends on the content.
And so how have you seen online video change over the years?
I would say, obviously nowadays a lot of the videos that you see online are the vertical style videos on TikTok and Instagram like that. But it didn't just happen like that. I remember after YouTube, and YouTube's still around, but from there, an app called Vine came out, and that kind of started this huge new wave of vertical videos, very short, to the point, quickly edited videos with music that were very engaging and funny, and those just kind of blew up. Vine didn't last very long. We ended up getting Instagram started doing videos, which they didn't always do, and that has evolved since to now where it is today. It's called Instagram Reels. And then we had the huge wave of TikTok, especially during COVID, where it's like Lindsay said, the endless scroll of just videos on your For You page, and it's so much easier to go viral nowadays than it was back when we were growing up on YouTube. YouTube had a totally different algorithm.
Right.
And now on TikTok, you could post a video of a dog, taking a muffin off a counter and it could blow up. It could go viral and you could get 2 million views and, and that did not.
Timing is everything.
And you did not spend very much time, making that video. Right. But it just goes to show how, brands especially, you need to be on these platforms because there's so much potential there. And, if you're not meeting your audience where they're spending a lot of their time, then you're not going to reach them.
Definitely.
Okay. So in bringing all of this together, so when partners come to us and they want to do video, right? Everybody wants to do video. How have you seen that influence the bigger picture, their digital marketing strategy? How has video sort of played a role in complementing messaging and communications, to better reach audiences?
We definitely see video pair really well with email marketing campaigns. We could also pair it with digital ads. What else? I'm trying to think.
Market research.
We've
done a lot of videos lately for some of our clients that we work on market research for. Sometimes the video is uploaded onto their survey platform that they use, and users are able to interact with the video, and then they're able to kind of do research on the reaction to that video. It's used in a lot of different ways.
And even onboarding. Like we have some clients who they have so many different products, and it's helpful for them to have a library of tutorials on how to use it because it saves their team time. They have a whole library of all the videos that would explain how to use the product.
Okay, so then we talked about YouTube and you touched on Instagram, but what about LinkedIn and what about TikTok? Do partners ever come to you or prospects ever come to you and they ask, like, should I have a presence on either one?
Definitely. I mean, TikTok especially has blown up, and, you see a lot of brands that you wouldn't normally expect to see posting funny content, funny, relatable content on TikTok. But it's more so to kind of get away from the promotion, since people see ads and promotional things all day long on their feed. Sometimes it's funny to just bring that human element into it. And, you have your employees doing a funny dance or something like that. And, you might have people will click on your profile. Sometimes these videos are blowing up. They're going viral. Let's say 1 million people view your video of you and your coworker dancing. And then, 5,000 of those people, maybe they look through the rest of your content on your profile. And then maybe half of those click on the link in your bio. And then maybe 10 of those people end up on your website. But it's all about brand awareness and getting your name out there, even if it's to an audience that you didn't think that you had. So I think just being out there on where people are is so important. And even LinkedIn now is starting to kind of jump on that wave, and they're doing the vertical reel style videos. We just found out from our social media coordinator, Crystal, who has been, giving us the latest insights about what these platforms are doing next and how we can kind of stay ahead of the curve. So I think there's a lot of new and exciting things coming.
That's great. And then I've also seen brands cross-pollinate where they take their silly TikTok videos and repost those on their more serious LinkedIn profile pages, which is great too.
We've been doing that, and I feel like not enough of our clients are using TikTok seriously because they're used to posting on LinkedIn. But then, recently we've really ramped up our TikTok presence, and we started repurposing on LinkedIn. And there's so many people that have come out of the woodworks and just be like, I saw that video and it was hilarious and just it's memorable. So
from a brand perspective, I feel like it opens up your brand a little bit more. It talks about your culture. It gives good indications on the company that it is. So
for sure, absolutely.
It's almost like we've gotten to a point where every digital marketing strategy requires a video somewhere, right? Either at the beginning or the end of the journey. Anyway, excellent. Well, thank you. I know we wanted to stick to time. It's been really a pleasure talking to you both about your video expertise, Partner in Publishing's approach to video, and just your thoughts on video in general. Like you both are pioneers in the industry, I'd say. You've helped move the needle for not only Partner in Publishing, but also our clients and the EdTech audience in general. So thank you. And thank you, everybody. We hope you turn into the next EdTech Elevated.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of EdTech Elevated, powered by Partner in Publishing. We hope you found today's episode inspiring and informative. Don't forget to subscribe and stay connected for more insightful conversations with EdTech leaders and innovators. Until next time, follow us on social to keep up with the latest trends in the world of EdTech. I'm Lisa March, and this is EdTech Elevated.